Welcome back to County Connection. For this segment, we are going to be talking about the Humane Education Program at the Summit County Animal Shelter. And with me is Donna Corsell, who coordinates humane education for the animal shelter. So
I do.
Welcome, Donna.
Thanks, Julie. Glad to be here.
The first week of May is Be Kind to Animals Week.
Yes.
And actually, before we get into that, why don't you introduce your friend to us?
This is Barney. And Barney came from Texas. So Barney was just transferred up from a rescue.
Okay.
Came in on this past Monday. And we're just getting to know Barney. So feels like he's a little nervous, but he's a great example for our Be Kind to Animals Week. He was a stray in Texas. But if you look at him, he's a little bit scruffy, and I took him out of a play group, but he could use a really good brushing. And part of our humane ed that we do with little kids is we teach them that, if you've got long hair, what happens to your hair when you don't brush it? It gets all tangled up and snarly, and we have the kids pull their hands out and twist their skin to get a feel of what that would feel like.
Right.
So, part of being kind to animals is definitely taking care of their needs, basic needs of hair, taking them to the vet for grooming. You're okay, Barney.
Oh, he's got a poster.
He's got a post. Oh, he's trying to promote. This will be in a second, but he's trying to promote something else. At any rate, Be Kind to Animals Week is just an awareness.
Okay.
That's all it is. And really every day should be kind to animals, as well as being kind to each other, human beings. But it's just 1 week out of the year that we bring people's attention that, hey, are you taking care of your animals' needs? Are you being kind? Are you seeing something that maybe someone isn't being kind, that just needs a little bit of education? So we've got, and this is good, Barney, thank you, Stephanie Dewey's English, AI, and Spanish Heritage class, as well as Susan Mikada's Spanish class, are helping us by making posters.
Excellent.
So we're going to get those out in the community. We've got a banner up for just that awareness for Be Kind to Animals and this TV segment, which we really appreciate. And that's really it. Just bring the awareness. The humane ed we do throughout the whole year.
Right.
We have some really great programs that we go and reach out to the kids at the elementary schools.
Okay. And which ages are the or grades or the program? Does the program take place
Well,
in?
right now we've got 2nd and 3rd graders. We have a 9-week program that we actually go into the classes. Next school year, we've got a program for high school.
Oh, great.
And in the past, we've done middle school as well. The dream has always been to follow these kids from elementary to middle to high school. So we're getting there.
Great.
But we had, right now we're in the midst of a 9-week program at Dillon Valley Elementary.
Okay, great. And so you talked about grooming. What are some of the other kind of concepts and behaviors that you're teaching in the Humane Ed program?
We are teaching the basics of care. We're teaching them that animals have body language, both dogs and cats. They don't communicate verbally. They communicate through their body. Dog's tail way underneath. They're really scared. You don't want to approach them.
Okay.
An angry dog, you don't want to approach them. And we're also teaching them proper etiquette. If you want to pet a dog, don't, and there's somebody you can ask. You want to ask them first. And if you see a stray dog, what do? How do you keep yourself safe? So, it's pet safety, it's care, it's body language, we also tap into wildlife. We have the Parks and Wildlife Department come out and communicate with the school as well. We have a pet overpopulation place, so we teach them what happens if you don't spay and neuter that dog. And everybody thinks, oh, puppies are so cute, but when they keep multiplying and multiplying,
right,
they get to see play about someone becoming very overwhelmed that didn't spay and neuter their pet. So. There's a lot of education. Animal control goes in there. and teaches them about what their job's about. So
Excellent.
it's a really good foundation for these kids, and it's fun.
Great.
So, yeah.
And so just last week you went into Dillon Valley Elementary to talk with some of the third graders, is that right?
These are the third graders. We had 80 third graders, and we've been meeting with them once a week. And so we met with them to talk about, how to greet a dog. And I think you've got a little clip, don't you?
Yeah, let's take a look at the clip.
Hey guys, how are you doing today? Good. So before we get going, we're going to do a review.
Why do you guys think we pet the dogs on their back?
Yeah, exactly. When you come up to maybe a person and their pet in public, you haven't met the dog before, so you don't know if they're comfortable with you petting their head. So you just want to be, safe and pet them on their back.
This person is teaching their dog how to sit with a treat.
Animals need to learn just like we do, just like we tame them, right? What would happen if we didn't tame our animals? Yeah, they could try to bite you, and these are domestic animals. So we want to make sure that we tame domestic animals.
So we do have a guest speaker. Steph, come on up with Hannah. Steph oversees the care of all the dogs and cats at the animal shelter. And this is Hannah. How long have you had Hannah?
I've had Hannah for 10 years now. She'll be 11 in August when her birthday is.
So Steph, going back to your main job at the shelter, share
Yes.
a little bit about that, and then we'll go to Hannah.
So my job at the shelter is to take care of all the dogs and cats and guinea pigs and rabbits that we get in sometimes, and I take care of them. I feed them and water them and get them out to exercise and play and introduce them to new dogs so they have dog friends, and meet with people that are interested in adopting them and getting them the right fit for their families, because not every dog is good for every person. Some dogs need more exercise than others, like my dogs are insane, so I got to get them out every day running because they're sled dogs.
And what happens if you don't get them out running?
What happens if they don't get
What happens, like, talking about the needs, because
Well-
back to the needs, what happens to Hannah if she doesn't get out running and exercise?
She will put her paws up on the kitchen counter and get into trouble. She'll grab the sticks of butter off the counter and eat them when I don't exercise her, because she's a little troublemaker sometimes. Still at 10 years old, if she doesn't get enough exercise, she'll find herself something to get into to keep her busy.
And talking about shelter,
Excellent. It looked like those kids were super engaged. So
they're having so much fun. We are having a blast doing it. And just one thing I wanted to add with the Dillon Valley group, we've got, because they're doing the bilingual program, we've got one of our videos actually communicates in Spanish.
Oh, great.
So we're touching those basic needs there too. It's just so much fun. We have a great time.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to another program or event that you guys have going on next month in June.
Yes.
It is Adopt a Cat Month.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, we're just promoting, the benefits of having a cat, which sometimes, people don't have the time. Dogs take a lot of time and energy. They're almost like
kind
having
of
a
get
kid.
all the glory in Summit County, it seems like.
They
but-
do. Well, they do. They're great pets. But maybe somebody doesn't have the time or they're working longer hours. A cat is a great pet to have. They still give you that love and companionship. They still greet you when you come home from work. They're more self-reliant. They've got a litter box to use, so they don't need to be let out, midday. One or two cats are they're just fun to have around. They give you that friendship that you might be needing or looking for. So June is a cat adopt month. At this point, we are a little low on cats, but that can change in a week's notice.
Okay.
We're doing really good with adoptions, and actually all of Colorado seems to be low on cats. But again, springtime, we tend to get kittens coming in, and people moving in the community, unfortunately, that can't find a place to live, that have to give up their pet, or for whatever reason. That's why we're there too. So look for us in June, if not before, for cats.
All
And
right.
we'll steer you in the right direction of what kind you're looking for, male, female, personality. They all have a different personality. They're fun.
Excellent.
Yes.
And you guys are great matchmakers.
Yeah, we do. We try. We just, what's your personality like? What are you looking for?
Right.
We've got they're all different personalities. It's fun.
All right. Great. Well, thanks so much for coming on this month, Donna.
You're welcome.
And for all the great work that you do to protect and care for our furry friends out there.
Thanks, Julie.
All right. Stick with us. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the Summit Cove Loop Project.